And I was like, holy shit, he's actually pretty smart. Like before that, he just never really spoke or articulated himself whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
He was just like
To
a
anyone?
presence. And then all of a sudden he starts getting like really philosophical and political and blah blah blah.
What's he going to school for?
Uh,
Or what did he go to
like
school for?
he's actually graduating in June, I think. He went for like music business something like he knows how to do like, lights and sound and shit like that for shows or sets or whatever. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
Problem is, he went to private school for it. He went to Drexel,
Hmm.
uh, which is like, 40K a year.
Wow.
And that's about how much he's going to make in a year at whatever job he gets, if I had to guess.
He must really like what he does. Wait, well, he will be doing anyways.
Well, he liked the campus and like the idea that they were going to like hook him up with a job or whatever. Like it's a very well renowned school of music.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see what happens. He's got a girlfriend who's like a dual art and pre med.
What? Art and pre-med?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. He's a smart kid. He's very thrifty. He's got like those street smarts that I wish I had.
Thrifty? Like, what do you mean?
Like he can subsist on like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a blessing and a curse, though,
Yeah.
because then you're like, you don't really have much motivation to, like,
It's very
make more money.
bohemian,
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, I can survive on pretty much nothing too if I have to, but I don't shop at like thrift stores and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. He started baking bread as a hobby.
It's fun. Does he do, oh my gosh, does he do bread babies? Does he
I don't
make,
know what he does. I just know that he started making bread and got like really into it.
it's, it's kind of interesting. It's like a science. It's
It
really
is.
fun.
It is a science.
I used to not like baking, and then yeah, I did sourdough bread for a hobby for a little while. I got into like a fermenting kick, so I made a bread baby, which is basically like where you put like flour and water together and mix it up, and then I guess it like breaks it down a little bit, and then you just add that into like a bread recipe, and it makes sourdough bread. It was really fun.
Oh, you just like soak the flour, basically.
Well, I guess so. I don't know. It's been a few years since I did it, but like it starts to ferment, so it gets all bubbly and make
Yeah.
it smells kind of gross, but it's really cool. Fermenting stuff's a lot of fun. I've made kimchi.
Chemistry. I tried to make DMT once, but it didn't work out.
Does that scare you at all? Are you ever like? What else have you tried to make other stuff too?
No,
No. Okay.
I was just playing amateur chemist and
Oh.
ended up failing miserably and wasting a lot of money.
Oh no.
But it was still an interesting experience.
So, what do you start with to make DMT?
Uh, some kind of a root bark. I forget exactly what
Oh,
it's called.
okay.
It's like this purplish red color.
Hmm.
And you can order it online because people use it to make like purpley colored dyes.
Oh, really?
But you start putting that in like a crock pot with like vinegar and that happens for like several hours and it just simmers in there. It's a whole fucking process.
So where did you fail at? What part did you fail in?
So I had the root bark mixture and then I put it in the naphtha, and then you had to like basify it with something else until it turned from brown to like a blackish color. And you basically end up with this like layer of naphtha on top of this black root bark mixture, and you're supposed to like mix it together. But the thing is, the naphtha would not actually mix in, it would just stay on top. And the guide I was using said to just like gently shake it around for like a few minutes. But basically what happened is it's basically something you need like a centrifuge for, because otherwise there's no way to get it to mix. Like, and then after you mix it, it's supposed to separate back out, and then the naphtha is supposed to go back up to the top after having absorbed what it needs to. And then you put it in the freezer, and then the DMT like precipitates out of it.
Interesting.
But yeah, like I was basically not sleeping at all because I was trying to get it all done. I was in like my sister's apartment at the time, and she had went on vacation for like a week, and I was trying to get it done before she got back. And I was like, shit, I'm not going to stay up all night shaking this jar.
No.
But I probably should have.
Would she have flipped out?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean,
that would be kind of cool to try.
I assume she wouldn't take kindly to me like making drugs in her apartment, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I never know with her.
Yeah. So, you bought the bark stuff off the internet. Like, how much does that stuff go for off the internet?
It's not cheap. It's like I think it's about like 150 to 200 for a kilogram.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, and you used it all in one.
No, I did two. I actually did two batches. I staggered them so that if I fucked up the first batch, I could learn as I went for the second batch.
Mm-hmm.
But I fucked both of them up anyway.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
So, did you just throw it all away, or was there anything else you could have done with it? Or you just ended up ditching it?
I should have. I did end up throwing some of it away that I could have just reused, probably. But I wasn't thinking because I hadn't slept in like 2 nights because I was like, it's a very long process and I have to like monitor it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm done with this now because I already got my naphtha back out, but the naphtha hadn't actually absorbed anything from it yet, so I just ended up dumping it.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah. I didn't have any. I don't have a fucking emulsifying blender. Like
That's what I was
guide
wondering
said it
if
would
you
be
could
fine
do.
to just swirl the jar, but it really wasn't fine at all.
I was wondering if that would work to use that, but
Really, I
swirl?
should have had a centrifuge, man.
And what is
Unfortunately,
that?
Those are expensive.
What does that do?
It's literally a machine that is designed to mix shit exactly in that context. It's like only
Oh.
for chemistry.
Oh, like you used to build
Nice.
houses?
Yeah.
Cement?
It just spins really fast, and like that's how you mix things that don't want to mix.
put it in the dryer.
I like science experiments. They're fun.
Yeah. I was hoping even if I totally messed it up, I'd still end up getting a little tiny bit that I could like smoke by myself.
Hmm.
I would have been happy with that, but I got nothing.
And you have done DMT before?
I've
No.
had like one hit before.
Okay. Did it do anything?
Well, they told me to like hold my breath as long as I could after I inhaled it.
Hmm.
And then they were like, okay, dude, holy shit, that's long enough. So then I exhaled. And then for about 20 minutes, I felt like I shrunk down to tiny size, and the whole room around me looked huge. And I was just staring around like open mouthed, and I heard like this really like weird sound. I don't remember what it sounded like, but it was this constant like through my head. And everything was huge and I was tiny. And then after like 20 or 30 minutes of that, it was over.
Wow. That's weird.
I don't really
Lasted longer.
react much to hallucinogens, to be honest. I've never done enough of anything to actually make me hallucinate. So
Yeah, I don't think I've ever hallucinated either. But I've also never done those kind of drugs.
like they put me in a
weed,
different
that's about it.
state of mind, but I time lapse a lot. Actually, time travel, like, you know, it'll be 10 p.m. one time I look at the clock, and then I'll look at it again, and then it'll be 8 p.m. the same day.
And it'll
I'll be
seem
like, how did that happen?
Oh. Just been sitting in the same spot for hours and hours and hours.
And then I got my friend trying to get my stepbrother out of the bathroom because he locked himself in there because it's safe in there or whatever the fuck he was bitching about. I was like, Brad, when's Jesse gonna get out of the bathroom? I'm like sitting there smoking weed, watching Adventure Time. And he's like, you can't rush this shit, dude. Just give me a second. He's almost out. Then he ended up running away with no shirt on. We had to go looking for him.
Just running through the neighborhood, or?
Yeah, we lost him, and he ended up knocking on some lady's window, and she almost shot him. She had like a shotgun. He ended up in his boxers, and the police brought him back to our friend's house.
What did the police say anything?
Well, yeah, they came in and they like searched the house. They found they had my friend had to open his safe, which is where he like put everything before the cops showed up. And they found like a pill bottle, and they were like, "Oh, what's this?" But it was just where I was storing my weed. And they were like, "Oh, whatever, you can keep that. We want the actual drugs that you're on." But it was 4-ACO DMT that we took, which is like synthetic mushrooms, basically.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't actually scheduled, so nobody actually got in trouble for it, but they confiscated it. They were doing like this good cop, bad cop kind of thing. And like the bad cop was like grilling my friend, and he was like stuttering and not actually saying anything. So I was trying to like tell the cop what he was trying to say, and he's like, "Shut up." I was like, "Whatever, man." And then like the good cop he's like, "Dude, look at me for a second." And he's like shining his light in my eyes because my pupils are all dilated, and he's like, "Holy shit." But the bad cop is like, "So